if anybody is willing to send money, whether it's £1, whether it's £1.50, every penny counts, as you said. Take it, mark it as gift, and then that will get sent through. Or if anybody has got any items that people may in the Welsh community may think will pay money for, to put up as auctions. For the event coming up in July. We'll be having auctions and everything else and raffles going through it. Those have proved very successful in previous events.
Well, happy days. I got all that. I'll obviously keep on relaying all this information over the next couple of days, next couple of weeks. But can I move on quickly to Jamie Bryson?
Yeah.
Now, the man many of us know because he was the top topic. He was the hot topic for all the news for quite a while because he was straight to the point, and he's straight to the point approach with his words and his no surrender attitude. But he was arrested and he was kept in prison, then released on bail with conditions that it is against his basic human rights. Can you share with us that are listening some of the conditions imposed on Jamie, or what's currently happening with him? And are the UPF doing anything and everything they can to aid him in his struggle against the justice system?
We're doing everything that we can to aid Jamie. He's somebody that's very close to every single person within the Ulster People's Forum. They say due to his straightforward approach. It's 28th of February now that he was taken away, basically put into prison, and trumped up charges that were used for basically as Muslim terrorists that the original rules were brought in for. He's not allowed internet access. He's not allowed a mobile phone. He's not allowed in a company of more than 3 people. These things. Dogs get kept in better conditions than he's allowed to be at the minute.
John, I was just about to say that, mate. Dogs do get kept better.
More freedom. Dogs have more freedom than what he's got. He's in virtual house after virtual house.
3 people he's allowed to be in the company of. Most people. For instance, I've got 4 people in my house, right? I've got myself and other family members. And Jamie is not allowed to be in the company of any more than 3. He's not allowed internet or phones. Correct me if I'm wrong. He is basically still in prison. With those bail conditions, he's still in prison, technically.
He had to go to court to fight. He plays football, and
That's
because
right.
one of the matches was going to go past the time, he had to go to court twice to get the conditions changed, and the police were objecting against his allowing him the extra hour and a half as it was to get out, because he might actually influence people.
Yeah, and he also wasn't allowed to the big parade, if I'm correct.
He wasn't allowed to the big parade. He wasn't allowed to the Glentoran game. Whenever Glentoran was playing Cliftonville, he wasn't allowed to go to that because he may be influenced, or he might cause protests, or he might cause trouble. The one thing Jamie has done throughout his whole time that I've known him is ask everybody to be peaceful. Everything that he's ever called for or anything he's asked has always been.
Of course, and that's peaceful. Evident. All you need to do is go onto YouTube. Every single video, you always see it coming out his lips. Please be peaceful. So it is trumped up charges, and in my eyes, it's just an attempt to silence the people again. And it all comes down to Sinn Féin and their political policing. Because if anybody that thinks they're not pulling strings, of course they are. And that's what they were.
It shows whenever Jerry Kelly tweets on a Tuesday night that he's had a lengthy meeting with Mike Baggett, and they're more stringent approaching protesters. And the next thing you know, within a couple of days, both Jamie and Willie have been lifted, and both taken away.
Yeah.
But even though that they may think that by taking away the spokesman of the Ulster People's Forum, that they were going to lie down and sort of go away. They haven't. It's made us have more of a stronger resolve to continue on with the work that we're doing. There's nothing that the Ulster People's Forum do is illegal. It's all it's all above board, and we will fight on for the objectives.
Yeah. Well, brilliant. You know, it's not brilliant, but at least it lets everybody get a deep insight into what's really going on, because in Scotland all we see is what the media wants us to see and hear, if that makes sense. You guys are living and breathing it, hence why we really appreciate you coming on, because you do.
We appreciate inviting us on.
No, it's absolutely brilliant to have you on, but no, as I said, it's just one of them things where it's better hearing it from the horse's mouth than hearing it through a journalist's words, because as you know, those words are always bent and they're not exactly the full truth. But then, last thing...
That's the biggest struggle we have.
Yeah, that is it.
Is basically fighting the media. You know, there isn't any of the media at the moment that's on the loyalist community side.
Yeah, it's the same here in Scotland, mate. It's the same here in Scotland.
When there was the death of when Margaret Thatcher's died and the funeral, there was protest. There was 7 nights of rioting up on the site in the Londonderry.
That's right.
It was after night 5 that I got a 15-second burst in the news that it was happened, and that was because they'd sort of attacked Land Rovers with petrol bombs.
Yeah.
But the people who were fighting were under siege for 7 nights continuously. They're under siege constantly as it is, but they were under a complete barrage. You never hear Games Place getting mentioned all the time. The people at Pitt Park, up in Belfast, those people in those areas are under constant attack, nightly attacks. There's been petrol bombs being thrown at them, and they get abused and they're walking up the street. So, that's never highlighted in the media or the news. And, whenever things like that do happen down there, and if God forbid that a loyalist goes out onto the street, the PNSNI come straight at the loyalists and ignore the ones from the short strands that's carrying on with those acts. They're being warned off not to go into the areas, basically.
Yeah, it's absolutely disgraceful. It really is. But then, is there anything Regimental Blues can do in Scotland to help aid the Ulster People's Forum? Obviously, unconditionally, Regimental Blues will extend their hand to use guys as a fellow pressure group fighting for the PUL community. Is there anything we could possibly do? Just
continue to support what you're doing at the moment. As I say, these guys are coming over on Saturday.
Yeah.
We're so grateful for the support and the words of support, and it's coming across from Scotland. We've had people go across to Scotland to help us. There's been fundraisers over there as well. We're so grateful for it. There's anything that we can do to help you. It is all about supporting each other and supporting the PLU community.
Yeah. Well, listen, John, I'll wrap up there. But honestly, I really appreciate you coming on, and I'm pretty sure every other person listening will appreciate it as well. And obviously, hopefully, I get the privilege to meet you in person on Saturday, along with a few others I'm crying out to meet. But again, thanks for coming on, mate, and I'll wrap up there. And
okay, have a good night.
Good night,
no
mate.
Surrender.
Thank you, no surrender, mate. Ta-ra.
Have Britons lost the courage of the glorious days of yore? Have they lost the valiant spirit which their doughty fathers bore? They always travelled forward, shall we go tamely back? Shall we look on while the traitors they destroy our Union Jack? Shall we listen to the treason of sedition nurtured knaves, and condemn our loyal kindred to the fate of wretched slaves? Our fathers travelled forward, shall we go tamely back? Shall we look on while the traitors they destroy our Union Jack? Shall we be crushed like vermin beneath the Gladstone wheel, that he may live in story as the hero of repeal? Shall we no more go forward, but tamely travel back? Shall we look on while the traitors they destroy our Union Jack? He never shall surrender the glories of our past, but shoulder still to shoulder, protect them to the last. We must and shall go forward, we'll never travel back, and forever, aye forever, we shall hoist our Union Jack. shall surrender the glories of our past, but shoulder still to shoulder, protect them to the last. We must and shall go forward, we'll never travel back, and forever, aye forever, we shall hoist our Union Jack. And forever, aye forever, we shall hoist our Union Jack.
Good orange wings upon my breast, for we are men of Ulster's best. 10,000 men will fade this day, for we are men of the UDA. And when we go into our time, just like King William when he crossed the Boyne, 10,000 men will fade this day, for we are men of the UDA. Good orange wings upon my breast, for we are men of Ulster's best. 10,000 men will fade this day, for we are men of the UDA. And when we go down Hooker Street, the IRA we will defeat. The scum and green will fade and die, for they've been killed by the UDA. So when I'm dead, I'm in my grave. No fancy tombstone shall I crave. Just give my guns to all my sons, and they will fight like the father done. Good orange wings upon my breast, for we are men of Ulster's best. 10,000 men will fade this day, for we are men of the UDA. 10,000 men will fade this day, for we are men of the UDA.
So a big thank you to the Ulster People's Forum for participating in that quick question answer there. Hopefully everybody listening now, if you didn't already know, or you didn't know too much about it, you can see what it is actually like to live the daily lives of many within the PUL community in Northern Ireland. Now, I'm obviously from Scotland, and I dare say the majority listening to the show are from Scotland as well. And it is pretty poor for us. We see it with our local councils. They're very biased, full of Republicans in there. We even see it with the matching season coming up, all the infringements imposed on us. But then you obviously hear from a man like John Wilson there from the Ulster People's Forum, and you say, well, we're actually in a better position just now, that we don't actually have those kind of infringements imposed on us. But then remember, brothers and sisters in Scotland, we've got the SNP and Alex Salmond. There is a fight in Scotland, and the volcano is about to erupt, so to speak. But no surrender,
Once you gather round me, lad,